All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and have taught us the true doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And salutations and much love to Yakim out there, and as well as to you true believers out there, men, women, and children. And as Brother Oz back with another lesson on the mark of the beast, Lord's will is edifying. And I got some more information. All right, and I'm going to bring out through the spirit. So let me just go ahead and get the scripture. We're going to keep beating this topic over your head until you get it. And if you can't get it, it sucks for you. All right, this is Revelation 13:16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, or the charagma, the RFID microchip. That is the mark of the beast. And again, the mark of the beast is not sin. How the hell is the mark? Is it a mark of the beast, and the beast wasn't even around yet when sin was committed, first sin? You know, so nobody, come on, man. It's the mark of the beast, but sin been around from the book of Genesis. Come on. The beast is here today. Okay, and they've got the technology to create what was prophesied all those years ago. Okay, and we're gonna go into it. It says, "In that no man." So here's the main identifying factor of what the mark is going to be used for. It says, "In that no man might buy or sell." So it's going to have some kind of act limiting, or it's going to limit people, or block people, or allow people to buy and sell. You're going to need this, whatever the mark is. You're going to need it to partake in commerce. Whether it be e-commerce online, or whether it be going to the store and buying groceries. Without this mark, you're not going to be able to access, the marketplace. No mark, no market. Check that video I did a couple weeks ago. All right. And what is going on right now with the currency is all going digital. Digital CBDCs. Central bank digital currencies. Says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now I got these articles here. All right, and this is on cointelegraph.com, a crypto site. And again, what is cryptocurrency? It's digital money. It's digital currency. It says not medical advice. Disclaimer: it's not. Bitcoiner implants lightning chip to make BTC payments by hand. Come on, man. This is clear as day. A Bitcoiner. So, even though we know that it's going to be globalized currency that ultimately is going to be used, all these cryptos are going to go away. Or even if they didn't, it's still digital. And you're going to be, just like this guy, you're going to have to implant something into your hand to use that digital currency, whether it be Bitcoin, or Ethereum, or so on and so forth. Says a Bitcoiner has literally taken the Lightning Network into his own hands, installing a tiny payment chip into his hands to make NFC contactless payments. There it is. And what are they showing? What we've been telling you the mark of the beast is. So this man implanted a device into his hand to make payments. And that no man might buy or sell. So if he had the mark, and where's the mark going to be put? In your hand or on your foreheads, with the brain chips, implants, Neuralink, and all the other ones. And that's mainly going to be for the mentally ill, the paraplegics, so on and so forth. They've already got people with brain implants surfing on the web, moving things with their mind, driving cars with their mind. I did videos on that. Okay, this nigga got a brain implant. He's on Amazon shopping. So there you go. Even with the brain implant, you'll be able to buy and sell via e-commerce. Okay. Let's go back to this, because this is plain and simple. This is evident. All right. And they're calling this guy a Swiss IT professional called F418. So that's the name they're going by on here. See, he does not recommend blah, blah, blah. It says the use is just to show that it is possible and you can do stuff like that. He added the most people carry cards. It's just in his hand has the wow factor. Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be your destruction. So check this out, because this is another thing that people saying that, oh, well, you'll be able to take it out and blah 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 when the missiles are coming. Well, like Apostle Tahara, he's mentioned it quite a few times. You can't just remove it that easy. All right, it has to be surgically removed because it gets engrafted into your muscles, your tissues. Okay, the biopolymer that is encased in, or the chip, it'll mold, or it'll bind to the tissue, or the muscle, whatever. It says Cointelegraph first met with F418 in his home country of Switzerland at the LN Friendly Plan conference. His attempts to pay failed at the first implant used was defective, so they gave him the chip was defected. Undeterred, he visited a medical professional. So you're going to have to go to a medical professional to surgically remove the implant before trying again. So you ain't just going to be able to cut open your hand. You're going to be okay. They're going to have to sedate you, numb the area up, cut it open, and surgically remove the implant. You ain't just going to be able to pull it out. Fuck out of here, man. It says this. Look, this guy's a demon. He's through. He one time wasn't enough. It didn't work the first time. That didn't stop him. He went for a second one. The second attempt succeeded. The chip sits neatly in his left hand. And I thought the scripture said right hand. Well, in Revelation 14 and 10, it says that if any man worships the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So either hand you put it in, you're through. All right. This is the technology that we're talking about. This is the mark of the beast that is going to allow you or disallow you, not allow you to partake in society, okay? Because everything's going to be linked to this. Not just your money. This is the main thing, though. Your wallet, digital wallet, but your digital ID, your digital, your social score, your credit score, so on and so forth. Your medical information, all that. It says the chip sits neatly in his left hand and can now make LN payments, which is Lightning Network payments, without reaching for a Bolt card or a smartphone. But does it hurt? I don't feel anything even when I go to the gym. Well, he's through. He can go to the gym every day if he wants. He's still going to be destroyed. It says, nonetheless, F481 brings up certain risks to the procedure. All right, so there's risk to it. While the process is medically safe, the only problem with the implant is that you cannot make them really safe. It's not the same scrutiny as the Bolt card. It's not safe. Plus, if you make a mistake during implementation process, it's not a good idea to take the chip in and out of the body. So that's bullshit that you're just going to be able to pull the chip out. Don't take the chip. You will be destroyed via thermonuclear missiles if you even make it that far. You might die of a grievous sore. You might die of starvation. You might die. Somebody shoot you in the face and take your food that you bought with your chip. And what is it? It says it could cause harm or infection. F481 explained. So it's best to get it right the first time. Let's see what the scriptures say about that infection. This is Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out the vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped the image. So that grievous sore is going to be, all right, that infection, or what it say, infection, cause harm or infection. All right. See, all this is biblically proven, and it's happening as we speak. Let's read in the NIV. It says the first angel went out and poured out his bowl on the land, and ugly, festering sores broke out on the people who had the mark of the beast and worship its image. Which, if you worship the image, you're going to receive the mark of the beast. They're not the same thing. You're worshiping this man's ways, his philosophies, his new world order. You're with the system. You blindly follow it. Well, you're going to receive his mark. You're going to be put to death. So let's get the word there for sore, helikos.
Strong's G 1668. Helikos.
A wound producing the discharge plus a sore and ulcer. That's what's going to happen. That's the infection. It could be cancer. It could be a literal infection where it just starts deteriorating and eating away at the skin, and just starts getting infected. You've seen an infection before on a cut if it's not properly treated. It's not fucking rocket science. Let's go back to this. It says, in brief, the NFC chip works identically implanted in his hand, enabling him to make LN payments without the need for a physical device such as a smartphone or card. He can simply hold his hand near a compatible NFC reader to initiate a payment, and that's everywhere. Everywhere. Contactless payments are everywhere, even at the gas pump. Okay, so there it is, man. That is the mark of the beast right there. That's it. Okay. So, I mean, it's pretty much obvious at this point. They've been conditioning the people to use contactless payments. All right, and it's here. This technology is here. The stations are here. The next step is putting this chip in you and to integrate you into the Internet of Things. Okay, so now let me read this. Check this out. Let's go to the NET Bible, New English Translation, and look what it says to prove that what we're saying. Because how do you get this chip in you? Well, they have to use the Korox, which is an incision device, right? The syringe to inject it. And what does that do? The Korox it cuts you. The Korox cuts your skin, a slight tear in its flesh, and then slides in the charagma. So it scratches you, it tears the skin. Or like the awl, right? The digital awl. This is a digital awl, or the awl. Well, how would let's just get it real quick. What is that? Exodus 21, I believe. Yeah. So let's just go straight to the point of the servant that loves his master. Right here, then shall his verse 6, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. So you pierce, because you read it here, it says, and his master will pierce his ear with an awl. So boring is to pierce, right? So with that awl, that will cut, you make a hole in your skin. And in this case, the Korox is going to make a hole in your skin so that the chip can be inserted. And look at this. In the NET, New English Translation, look at what it says in Revelation 13 and 16. It says, he also caused everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to obtain a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. Thus, no one was allowed to buy or sell things. So you're not going to be allowed, because you don't have the chip. You can't be scanned. You can't verify who you are. You don't have access to money because you don't have this chip. Unless he bore the mark of the beast, that is his name or his number. So they got it correct. The NET translated it correct. They got the good job. Unless he bore the mark of the beast. So unless they made a bore to insert that mark of the beast, man. Which again, that bore is going to be done via the Korox. All right, the pellets, the stake, the thing that's going to cause, all right, the cutting, so to say. When you go into that word Korox, one of the words there is scratching. And you go into the scratch, it goes into a slight tear of the flesh. All right, the word Korox, the etymology of charagma, down here says through the idea of scratching. Okay. Where else? There was another one. Yeah, through the idea of scratching. That's it right there. Nope. It's right there. Scratching. You go into that. It's it goes to I'll get it. But here's bore. It says pierce or perforate. All right, to bore through, and that's what's going to bore through you is going to be the Korox. All right. Instrument for making holes by boring or turning. There you go. So let's go to scratching. Or scratch, because scratching is the present tense of the word scratch. All right, scratch. Mark or wound slightly on the surface by scraping or tearing action with something rough, sharp, or pointed. That's not fucking, maybe I'm tripping, because this is pretty self-evident of what the mark of the beast is. Ugh, scratch the devil. There's one that in particular I'm looking for. Maybe it is scratching. Let me see. Looks like they must have changed it. Okay, yeah, slightly mark or wound slightly. Oh no, that's not it. Let me see. It looks like they changed it up a little bit here. Esau is the devil, so. Oh, here it is. A slight wound or laceration, slight tear in a skin or surface produced by something sharp or rough. It's plain and simple, man. That's gonna be the Karax. What's gonna insert the Karagma, which Exhibit A. So I got this other article real quick. More proof. This is on KSL News Radio. This says, tired of carrying a wallet? Dad has bank chip implanted in hand. A British father is the first in the nation to be implanted with a safety pin-sized bank chip. He paid $400 or $394 to have the new technology into his hand. See, and this is it. This is the technology of the devil. All right, this is his mark of the beast, because it's not only going to be to it's specifically the scriptures pointed out to be buying and selling, but it's also going to be to identify you, like a slave owner would brand his slaves, or his a farmer will brand his cattle. It's for identification as well. Hence the digital identification coming very soon, to go along with the digital money and the digital credit score, the digital social score, the digital this, the digital that. It says it has been reported that in Sweden, 4,000 have body chips linked to their bank accounts. It says, and it is, I love technology. I have all of the technology, and I want more of it. This is where I draw the line, where you are inserting a bank under my skin, like you're slicing open my skin, and you're stuffing one in and then sewing it up. Well, it's not that huge of a cut, so they don't need to sew it up. They just put a Band-Aid over it, and it'll close up. Because it's just it's a syringe. Again, when they draw blood from you or get a shot, did they sew that up? No. So they don't need to sew this up either. They just need to insert that chip and then pull the needle out, and then put a Band-Aid on it and send you on your way. It says, just think of the convenience. And this is how they're going to push it extremely hard, with the convenience factor. And ultimately, when your ass can't go to the store anymore, you're going to think twice about it. Maybe I should go get the chip, or I'm going to starve. Well, we're going to trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, because that's the hour of temptation, when this shit's going to get real bad. And your only choice of going to get something to eat is going to be worshiping the beast in his image and receiving his mark. So it allows him to just walk up to a device, like you do when you're checking out at Target or Walmart or whatever, and you put your hand up against the machine. It's contactless, so you don't have to dig actually dig around in the bottom of your purse for your bank card. They point out the technology is in your smartphone, not in your hand. Yeah, but what if you lose your smartphone? What if you have no internet or Wi-Fi? Your phone just you forgot to pay the bill, right? They say you carry your phone with you at all times, in all places. Everyone does. That's the microchip. The microchip is in your phone, but it's not inserted into you, is it? You can get your phone robbed. Okay, yeah, it's just that technology is gonna be linked to that is gonna work with the chip, all right? But it's not the mark of the beast. It says, just use your phone. Why does it got to be stuffed into your body, he asks. Says the man who continually loses his wallet. See, they're going to be pushed to convenience. Oh, yeah. Well, you are right. I mean, I don't want to get it, but I do lose my wallet. People are idiots, man. Just like they fell for the jump shot in the biggest psyop of all time. All right. They're going to fall for this. Hook, line, and sinker. It says, yes. She acknowledged you can use Apple Pay to purchase via your cell phone. But she said she has hit snags with that method in the past. You have to be at a store that accepts Apple Pay. Yeah, but this global system this new system was going to be accepted worldwide. with this digital currency and this chip that's going to come upon the whole earth. That's why it's the World Economic Forum going into these technologies, and they're the ones pushing the agenda because it's global. It's the new world order. The beast is the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Is Esau Edom, which is the beast. He is them all together, the nations, their rulership. That is the beast, man. The EU, NATO, they're the ones that bully everybody around the world, tell them what they can and can't do, and this is what they're gonna tell you can and can't do next. All right. It says, oh, you need the security. I said, Slocky. It says, and then some I've tried to use Apple Pay, and it says, oh, you need the security code off your American Express. I gotta go digging around for the American Express. This is the way the world is going, and it is because the people that are ruling the world, Esau Edom, the beast. Again, this is why it's the mark of the beast. All right. It says you microchip your pet. Dujanovic said. So if an earthquake happens, let's say, and they get out from under the fence, they freak out and they run and around the neighborhood. If they're picked up by animal control or animal services, they can just, I don't know, stick something up to the dog or cat's neck, and they can be found. They can know it's Dave Noriega's cat Fluffy. You're not a cat, Dave replied. Dujanovic responded by saying, everyone agrees microchipping a pet is a good idea. You can't go up to Fluffy and say, hey, what's your name? Where do you live? What's your mom's name? Donchevek said she would have no problem being microchipped. See, a lot of people are going to be with it. They're already with it. They're already with the new technology and the new wave shit and the metaverse and the fucking virtual reality. All this bullshit, all right, has been conditioning you morons to accept the technology of this devil, all right, which is poisoning you and radiating you all day long. All right, your phones are killing you. All right, your TVs, all this technology is to destroy you and the earth. And the next one is to put it in you. All right, what they call it, biohacking, or transhuman. No more trans. They're gonna make you transhuman now, not a tranny. You're gonna be a transhuman. You can identify as a robot. It says problem being microchipped with her bank card because she said it's the direction of the future. But don't stop there. In fact, I'd also like to see here it is. In fact, I'd also like to be microchipped with my driver's license on it. Well, all that's gonna be on one chip. You don't need all these chips. It's all gonna be on one. This is my driver's license, which is what? An identification. Hence the digital ID, right? Which is the branding. Esau brands you with a social security number and an ID with your picture on it, your address, all right, so on and so forth, right? All this information on it. Just like he identifies a slave, mark you. All right, hey, that's or look at prison, which you literally become a slave in prison. What do? They give you an inmate number, and with that inmate number, they can type it in and they can find all the information they need on you. It says, in fact, I'd also like to be microchipped with my driver's license on it, with my social security number on it, with my eye conditions on it, my meds on it. And that's exactly what they're going to put. They're going to put all this information on there via the grapho, okay? Via the grapho, which is the root word of Karax. Go to that, and it's grapho. It says to write with reference to the form of letters to write, all right? And what are they going to write? Well, they're going to write it, those ones and zeros, the coding, all right, the digital coding or whatever, the information, okay, onto that chip. And with your social security number, they'll be able to link all that information to the cloud. So, instantly be able to access all your information, everything about you, how much money you got, how tall you are, what drugs or medicine you're on. Okay, your credit score, your social credit score, what you're doing for the earth, how much your carbon footprint, all this is gonna be integrated into this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. It says, "Is this the future indeed? And is this indeed the future?" Slovakia. Last weekend, Dujanovic said she could not find her American Express card and panicked. Yeah, so imagine when you realize you can't use cash or cards no more. People are going to panic. It's going to be a frenzy, right? Because the money's already going digital, but soon they're going to say, look, the only way to use that money, and what the scriptures say, all right, The only way for you to, hey, you got $10 million in the bank. Well, the only way you can access that money is if you come get this microchip. What do you think they're going to do? You know, sit there and say, nah, I'm good? No, they worked all their lives for that money. They love that money. 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. While some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So this is the love of money is the root of all evil. And this love of money is going to want to push a lot of people to take this chip. It says, I ran around the house. I ran up to my car. I almost called one of the stores that I had stopped at. She said, but I forgot I didn't use my American Express card at those stores. I just needed it for this online purchase. And well, to sign in online, you're going to need a chip. All right. You're going to need to have a database. You're going to have to be signed into this database via your chip, man. You're going to have to scan it or whatever they have you do. Or hell, you won't even have an internet provider. Hell, with scanning your chip to sign in, you won't even have internet if you don't get the chip. Because what? How you going to pay for the internet? You going to write them a check? Okay. It says, when it implanted bank chip, she said all that panic would be gone. It puts a whole nother definition into don't leave home without it. Well, you're going to be destroyed if you take this chip regardless. So, again, this is the MOTB, all right here in your face. It's going to allow you to buy and sell right here. Okay, there it is. So, with that, Lord's willing, this edifying. Shalom. Take heed. Repent or die.